Welcome to section 3.3, lesson 2. Here we'll be finding the volume of composite figures. Now, a composite figure is a 3D figure which is made up of two or more figures. So if we have a cone that sits on top of a rectangular prism, then that object is a composite figure. Now, to find the volume of a composite figure, we need to find the volume of each figure separately and then add the volumes together. Now, example 1. Henry is building 2 steps by the entrance of his house. How much concrete will he need? So we're essentially looking for the volume here. Now, we don't have a formula for the volume of an object to this shape, but we could separate it. If I break it into 2 objects, I see we have a rectangular prism on the bottom and a rectangular prism up top. So we'll find the volume of each and then add them together. So let's start by finding the volume of the rectangular prism on the bottom. Now, the formula of a rectangular prism is length times width times height. We'll see that the length is 3 feet. Now, the width here we need to determine. We know that this here is 1 foot. So this as well will be 1 foot, meaning the width is actually 2 feet. And then the height is 0.8 feet. So multiplying these 3 numbers together, I get that the volume of the rectangular prism is 4.8 cubic feet. Now let's find the rectangular prism up top. So we use the same formula, length times width times height. The length is still 3 feet, but the width is different. It's not as wide. This width here is 1 foot. So we use that, and then we use the same height of 0.8. Multiplying these 3 numbers, I get 2.4 cubic feet. So now the total amount of concrete needed for those steps are going to be the sum of those 2 volumes. So 4.8 plus 2.4, which is 7.2 cubic feet. Now B says if concrete costs $110 per cubic yard, how much will it cost? Well, we just found the volume in cubic feet, so we're going to have to change that to cubic yards before we find the cost. Now, we learned in a previous section that 1 cubic yard is equal to 27 cubic feet. So we'll use that conversion to help us change 7.2 cubic feet into cubic yards. We'll put 27 cubic feet on the bottom, so the units will cancel, and 1 cubic yard in the numerator. So now I do 7.2 divided by 27. Now rounding that, I get 0.27 cubic yards. So now we'll find the cost. So the cost is going to be the price per cubic yard, which is $110, multiplied by the number of cubic yards, which is 0.27. So multiplying that together, I get $29.70. Now, example 2 says, what is the volume of the composite object? So here we have a pyramid sitting on top of a cylinder. So let's start by finding the volume of the cylinder. The formula is area of the base times the height, or pi r squared h. Now the radius is 4 meters, and the height is 22 meters. So using my pi button, I multiply pi times 4 squared times 22, and I get 1,105.8 cubic meters for the volume of the cylinder. Now let's look at the pyramid. The formula for a pyramid is length times width times height divided by 3. Now the length and the width of the pyramid is the same because of these markings here. So they're both 20. And the height is here, which is 9. Now multiplying those three numbers together and then dividing by 3, I get 1200 cubic meters. So then we can say that the total volume of that composite object is 1105.8 plus 1200, which is 2305.8 cubic meters.